caring because, well, it's easier to save my ass than to go out there, potentially die, but save all those people. That's exactly how Richard feels. So he is heartbroken over this because he wants to be able to do something. Tears in his eyes, kneeling on the ground. He says that he'll wait. And it is the hardest thing for him to do. He is a goddamn hero. He is. That's who he is.
And I mean, I guess at this point, it's good that there's no windows in this on the spirit house because that would suck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like if it were more open to the outside, either Dark and Rawl could just see in, or Richard would be like, no, I see him. He's right there. I'm going to go kill him.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
It had to be cut off to prevent that from happening. But weirdly, the next thing that happens is Richard and Kahlan wake up. They don't remember going to sleep. The last thing they remember is they were talking to the spirits, and Dark and Rawl was killing people, and now they're coming to. And wouldn't your very first thought be, wait, was that a dream?
I think that, like you said, he was just so drained maybe from tripping so many balls.
So many balls.
That they just passed out from exhaustion eventually.
Probably.
And then woke back up to their clothes and his sword being handed to them. And they got dressed apparently very quickly because they knew that Dark and Rawl was out there. I mean, probably not anymore, I would assume. If I woke up and was like, oh yeah, that dude was attacking. I would hope he wasn't still out there.
Right. Well, their whole game plan was that he was going to leave eventually. So hopefully he woke up after eventually.
Yeah. I don't know how you would know, though. Just peek.
I mean, you wouldn't, right?
Every once in a while, just like crack the door.
Hey guys, is he still out there? Can I come out?
Eventually, they walk out, and there's like a group of the warriors around the spirit house. That is one thing I had a little bit of a question about. But I feel like that would have signaled Dark and Rawl to be like, oh, he's in the place that you all are protecting.
Take the building with all the defenses around it.
Right.
Probably a go-to move.
But he didn't. He flew away on his red demon. And there's one of the men is like super pissed and is all up in Richard's face barking at him about this. And he said that when Darken had seen Richard's clothes but not Richard, he started killing children. Nothing could touch this dude. He blasted them with, like, fucking fire. And then he got all hypocritical on their asses and was like, oh, wait, you have fire? Fuck your fires. And he extinguished them all.
It's my toy. You can't have it.
Yeah. God, such a dick.
Which we already talked about this. They need fire to survive. Like, okay, maybe they don't. But quality of life goes down by a long ways.
How could you not? We'll get into that in a minute, but how could you not? He tells them if they use it again, he would come back and kill every child in the village.
Dramatic.
And then using magic, he floats, of course, the only child that we care about, Sidin.
Sidin. We call him Sidin.
Not Sidine.
We disagree with Chuchivus on that, but the way it's spelled is Sidin. And you know what? In fact, I believe on our last episode, we asked if anybody had a strong opinion. I haven't heard anything back. No. So I think we're rolling with Sidin.
It's Sidin. And he got floated onto the back of the dragon, and Dark and Rawl, for some ungodly reason, tells the villagers that he's a gift for a friend.
I think it's just to make it worse. Just because, like, hey, I'm going to give this kid to somebody else, and they know what the fuck that means. Like, it's not a threat, because he's probably going to do it, so it's, like, real. He's not bluffing, but it's like an insult.
I don't know, it was just like, fuck you, dude, you're stealing the kid, just steal the kid. Don't be like, ah! I'm going to take him to my molester friend, bye!
Yeah.
Kahlan knows who Darken was referring to, too.
Yeah, it's fucking Demon.
Yeah. Dirty Demon.
Now, we know that Demon... Did you hear that sigh?
Yeah.
We know that Demon took Carl, and that he didn't do anything to Carl, because Carl was special, and had to be used for Dark and Rawls. Well, he made him into that Shinga. Sidon is not a special Shinga child,
Nope.
and so Demon can have him, and just gross.
It's also just funny to me that Darkin is delivering boys to Demon now. Like, it's not just Demon's, like, side hobby. Ew. Darkin, who is, like, the top dog, is, like, bringing him gifts, which is not something I would expect of Darkin.
Yeah, well, I think it's because job well done, because of Carl. That's what I was going to add, that you didn't do that to the one, so I was able to journey to the underworld, and, like, apparently it worked, because he's back, and he's killing people, so now he's stealing a boy for Demon to do whatever he wants with, because job well done.
Okay, Nate, I follow you.
I am so sorry that you have to follow me, because that is a fucked up train of thought. God damn it. And the man with a spear, who was really pissed off, goes, look, this is what you brought us, okay? This is your fault. Richard says, if you want to blame me, go ahead, which I would not tell these people to just go ahead and blame me just to prove your point, because they probably will.
Yeah.
They've just been attacked, and they are missing children, so not the time to be like, whatever, fuck you guys then, okay? Yeah. And Kahlan tells Savidlin, right, damage control, that they saved Sidon once, and they'll do it again. And when Richard asked her what she said to him, she's like, it was a lie to make him feel better. Again, not the go-to move here. Asshole.
Yeah, because I feel like even before Kahlan told him that lie, Savidlin was still on their side. He was in the spirit house with them, and he was like, no, you don't spit at the Seeker. You back the fuck off. Even though he knew his son was already taken. Like, Savidlin is all in for Richard.
Oh, yeah, Team Richard, hardcore.
Kahlan doesn't need to lie to him about this situation. She could be real and just let him know the truth.
He's got the t-shirt, the handbag, everything. Ooh, stickers? Sorry. But no, absolutely. He is a believer. He saved my kid. I will do whatever this man says. Now my kid's missing again. How about we trust the guy who saved my kid?
Yeah. Well, and also, I feel like everybody should know how the fucking spirit house works when we have a gathering. He couldn't have left, dude.
Right. Right. Holy fuck, yeah. No, good point. What did they expect? He was going to break that and die?
Piss off the ancestors?
Right. And plus, I mean, I don't want to sound too shitty, but I already did a thing where I risked my life to save one of you selflessly. I shouldn't be required to do that every time. Now, I'm sure he would for Sidon had he been able to, but like you said, he was unable to.
Right, and I mean, I get that there was a guy there that was like, I'm killing all you because I'm mad at that one guy. But it's still so crazy to me that so many people would turn so quickly on this guy.
Right, especially because he's the only person that's been helping them.
He came in, he won your trust, he saved the kid, and you guys are all just going to flip on him right away instead of being like, hey, fuck that guy that hates you, right?
You know, the guy that actually did all of this.
Yeah.
Well, and I can kind of see it from their point of view, too, because none of this shit happened until Richard showed up.
Yeah, I do see that.
Everything was just rolling along fine. All right, maybe not perfect, but, you know, none of this shit was going on until Richard showed up. So I'm sure all it takes is one guy to be like, you're a fucking witch, you know what I mean? And then Salem witch trials happened.
Yeah, you get mob mentality and all that.
Mm-hmm. So then Richard demands that they show him the dead, which, like, it sounds like just walk outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's simple. When they ask him why, he says it's so we will never forget why I'm going to kill Dark and Raw. And I really like this. He is proving a point to all of these people because he's like, show me the bodies. Don't point me in the direction. Come with me. Get fucking angry when you see these dead bodies. I didn't do this. You might be mad because I wasn't able to stop it, but it wasn't me that did it, but I am the guy who's going to try and make this right. There's nothing that can bring him back, but this was senseless murder. That man deserves to die. You all know it. And lucky for me, you guys helped me already do what I need to do to try and kill this guy because of the gathering.
Right. And I'm not above searing in my memory the sight of your people suffering. You had to see it. I'm going to go through that with you, and I'm not going to forget that, because I can't forget looking at such a horrible sight.
Right. If nothing else, this is the reason that I'm going to go kill Darkenroll. Rest assured, I am fighting for your people. And then he does something kind of fucked up right after the super cool thing he says. He's like, yeah, until this is over, probably shouldn't use any fire. It's only going to piss him off, and he'll come here and kill you guys more. Which, true. Darkenroll will make things worse for them if they use fire. I wholeheartedly believe that. But I also wholeheartedly believe that fire equals food and warmth.
Yeah.
Or even, like, you could boil water to make sure it's clean.
You can get dry after a long rain spell.
Right.
Which they have a lot because it's called the Mud People.
Right. And I feel like it's a necessity. And to take that away from them is not just a minor inconvenience. Richard is a woods guide. He's used to being without that shit. He doesn't need it. This is an entire group of people who have needs.
Yeah.
They need to eat and be warm, and it's just...
Like, I would get being like, all right, use fire sparingly, fucking dry out your meats, do whatever, make it last as long as you can. Be smart about your fire use, but don't tell them don't use it at all.
Right, exactly. Conserve, but, I mean, if you have to, you have to.
They don't have crops, as far as we know. They don't raise cattle for milk, or they have chickens.
Right, they do have chickens, but it sounds like they just hunt and snare.
You can't eat the eggs. You need heat. You need fire. So everybody just needs to calm down and telling people what to do with their goddamn fire.
So at this point, Richard turns to Kahlan, and he's like, let's go find this witch woman. Go. She turns to the Birdman, gives him a hug, because again, father figure of all of these people, she's like, Birdman, love you, dude. Thanks.
She tells him to remember her, which is sentimental, I get it, but on the other hand, I was kind of like, you're the fucking mother confessor. He's not going to forget
me,
you.
He won't. Well, I mean, it does relate to Denis. That's what Denis told Kahlan before she died.
Oh, okay. All right.
Boom.
Okay, so there's like a thing there.
I mean, you're right. It is sentimental.
He's not going to forget you. Not only are you the mother confessor, but you're also the only bitch who's ever gotten naked in the spirit house with all the dudes.
I was going to add, don't forget titties.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So...
No, trust me, Kahlan, I will not forget. Thank you for stopping by. You're welcome here anytime. The Birdman's like, okay, these two need an escort the fuck out of our village. And Svidlin, surprise, surprise, he steps up immediately. He's like, yep, I got Richard's back all fucking day long.
Ready to go, buddy?
Because Richard is going to save his kid. And so this is literally Svidlin's only hope.
Yes, I forgot about, the tragedy.
Yeah, yes, the tragedy.
Okay.
Well, I think that does it for this chapter. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please let us know by sending us an email to podcastatt@gmail.com or rating us on iTunes or wherever it is that you're listening. It really helps us out, and it helps other people find this show. If you've already found the show and you want other ways to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social things. We're out there. We're not hard to find.
Nope.
Thank you guys again for listening, and we will see you in 2 days.
And Princess Violet is in that episode, so...